much hardship and trauma you've been through, because when you meet you, you're just, this ball of light, this energy, this fire. But it also maybe doesn't reflect so much what's going on inside your head. What's going on with you?
Fake it till you make it. People meet me and, oh my God, you're so full of life and we love you, and it just seems like you have the world, you understand, and it's just like, no. Behind closed doors, it's a whole different story. It's a whole different story. I would have to say when I was around 5 is when everything started to shift in my life. It was just me and my mom and my grandma for the most part, and that's when I really got introduced to food and just having that comfort as a young child. And so my mom, she would work a lot. I was always with grandma. I was around 7, 8 is when the weight gain really started happening. I just was going through a lot with getting bullied. I think, if I recall, I started to get picked on in 3rd grade. It was just like, oh, you're a fat ass, like you'll never be anything, and look at her, she eating. Like, it was getting to the point where I would never want to eat in the cafeteria because I was getting bullied so bad.
All right, D, so you're gonna give me everything you got on this bike for 15 seconds, okay? Then you're gonna have 45 seconds of kind of rest. You're gonna have 45 seconds of carrying those kettlebells. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. Just walking up and down. Okay. So the fight or flight workouts. Here we go. I like to just individually put them through a grueling workout right at the beginning so they can see what they're capable of, but then also dig into the emotional burden of what has been holding them back. 3, 2, 1, go. Everything we got. Everything. I'm going by this clock, by the way, so not that one. Here we go. Come on, D. Everything got.
I was a sneaky eater. If I'm being transparent, I was a real sneaky eater. My mom, she would find like cereal boxes in my closet. She would find like the little microwavable meals that I've had because she was always at work. I was a heavy kid, I was just a really heavy kid, and people like to pick on the bigger kids because they think that they're easier to be picked on. And so, from there to high school, it was hell.
3, 2, 1, time. Okay, kettlebells. Walking for 45.
Most times it was just, kind of spending my time watching TV, being lazy on the couch, not wanting to go outside, and, just playing my video games as much as I could just to, escape from everyone. It's hard because I never understood why. Like, to this day, I still don't get it. Like, we're all humans, and I just really wanted to be a part.
All right, there you go. Sit him down. Let's get back on the bike. Here we go. We got 15 seconds all out. Here we go. Let's go. Here we go. Come on, D. Come on.
That must have done some damage.
It has. It has done a lot of damage to where I just did not want to exist at one point in my life, or 2 points in my life. I just did not want to exist ever. But you have people that you get close with and you build a relationship with, and you start to trust, and you just start to feel that love again until that love gets taken away.
Been carrying around something, a burden, for way too long, right? carrying around a burden way too long. What is that burden?
Lowest point was I had just graduated in 2015. Best time of my life. First generation graduate out of my family. I had relocated out to San Antonio to start a job with the resort. And, everything was going well. And then I ended up deciding to transfer to Houston, where the guy who had interviewed me, he had made promises that he couldn't keep, and I ended up in a financial hole because of that. And it became at one point where I actually experienced my first anxiety attack at work. It was on a Friday. I'll never forget. It just felt like everything was starting to crumble on top of me. It's just I was not getting anywhere with this career that I thought would have been fun. And, you get burnt out. And I got burnt out really quick, and I was not expecting to. I had confided in a friend because I've been having thoughts of just disappearing, going away, however you want to call it. And I confided in him, and I just expressed and told him, like, hey, if there was anything that was to happen to me, just know that I love you. So within 10 hours of me texting him that, he managed to get in contact with a friend who got in contact with another friend who got in contact with my homegirl, who was living around the corner at the time when I was in Houston. And she got to me before I did what I was gonna do. She took me to a safe place, and, she just hugged me and, asked me a lot of questions like, what's been going on? You've been acting, I know something's wrong. So I finally told her what was going on. The friend who I had texted the night before about what I was thinking about or was about to do, he got in contact with me finally, and I've never seen this person cry before. And he had expressed to me he was just happy that I was safe. He was happy that I was alive. And he was like, I wouldn't know what to do if you would have did what you did. Because I love you and I need you. We need each other.
You be the best version of yourself for all these people, try to show up for them, and then you come home alone and you're basically grabbing weight. Grabbing the kettlebells, walking down, right? And you grab that burden. You grab what you've been holding on to. A lot of weight that you've been holding on to about your friend, right? Let's just call it what it is, your friend, right?
Fast forward to Thursday. Once again, I was going through some financial problems, so it was a lot of things I didn't really have access to when I had moved out to Houston. In regards with my phone, I can only use my phone when I had internet. I don't know what had told me to go on Facebook for some reason while I could. I had went on Facebook. And I got a message from our mutual coworker. And she said, hey, I just want to let you know, your friend took your life, or took his life. Your friend took his life. I just wanted to tell you because I know y'all were close. That's pain. That's pain for me, and I have not been able to live because of knowing that I couldn't have saved him like he saved me, like literally less than a week.
You know what I'm saying? It's not your fault. You know what I mean? Everything happens for a reason, okay?
I still live through that. I replay that in my head I feel guilty because I couldn't have helped him like he helped me. And all I ever wanted was just someone to just be there and to talk to me. And he was there. He was there when I had moved out to Texas. He was there when, the last time I had physically saw him. We talked about life. We talked about, the struggles that we were going through. I knew what he was going through. He knew what I was going through. But to get a message to say, hey, your friend took his life, and I couldn't get a hold of him, I didn't really know what to do. I don't want to think about it. Just...
Hey, now's the time to let it out, though. Now's the time to let it out. You know what I mean?
It's just the guilt of just...
It's okay. You know what I mean? You don't need to carry it around.
It's not okay. It's not okay.
What's not okay about it?
I've carried it for so long because I can't forgive myself for what happened. I can't. It's been hard for me to just forgive myself for what had happened. And I just wish I could have did something. So the 6 months, I just remember in 2016, I just ate to numb pain, guilt, regret. I just ate every day. Ordering out food. Drinking a lot of alcohol, just doing whatever I could to numb the pain of losing my friend. So that has been the lowest point in my life. To have someone save you from taking your own life, and a week later he take his. I have to repeat that in my mind every day. I wouldn't know what to do if I would have lost you. Now I'm living in a hell. Now I'm living with what he thought was gonna happen with me. That now I don't know what to do because I don't have you here anymore.
We all do wish for something. I wish for me, I wish all the victims that my dad hurt, if I would have said something sooner, maybe there wouldn't be a whole line of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've woke up and I've dealt with that, right? All the time. And I had to learn to just forgive myself for that and just know it's okay, right? It's okay. And now, how do I make it better? You show up for yourself and you do the best you can for you, right? Because you're going to lose this weight. That burden of the holding on to that is going to be just carrying around.
Yeah.
And it's going to creep. It's going to slowly creep, and that's going to get you where?
Back to where I don't need to be.
Exactly. You know this, though. You know this, right?
I know it.
You know it. You're done. I want you to really work on that, forgiving yourself, okay? And it's going to start soon.
That fight or flight was rough. It was a reality check for me that, there are some things that I still needed to break away mentally in order for me to push through physically in life.
Forgiveness isn't something that you just let go, and it's like, oh, I've forgiven, it's over. You know what I mean? I've forgiven myself, it's over. It's a process. It takes time. And no one can tell you. And it's like doing the steps, and then every day just showing up. I'm going to show up and I'm going to give my best. And I'm not going to, because no matter what, he wouldn't want you to be where you're at, right?
No.
So that's what you should be focused on. Man, we just finished Dee's fight or flight workout, and it's just gonna be huge for her. She can lose all the weight in the world, but one of the most important things is she's gonna have to forgive herself for that situation. And that'll be the main goal over these next 90 days. There's no doubt in my mind that she's gonna crush it, and she's gonna hit phenomenal numbers, but I want her to feel at the end of 90 days free from all that. She doesn't need to carry that burden anymore. You gotta let that go, because I can tell that's just on your mind. As soon as I said it, Niagara Falls, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, it's all good. Okay, I wanna see you bust. 2, 1, go, go. These letters, okay? I asked you guys to write forgiveness letters. I know a lot of you guys in these interviews have said to yourself, you gotta forgive yourself. Every single one of you have, okay? You got 2 days to write in a letter, okay? I don't care what the letter is, but you're gonna have it ready. So you got 2 days to think about what you're putting in that letter and be open and vulnerable, because it is the ultimate key to transformation, period. And until you're ready to forgive yourself, you're not gonna move forward. When you hold on to so much and you hold on for so long, you are not gonna ever be able to set yourself free from where you wanna go. And I've had to forgive myself numerous times over my journey. I'll never forget that my sophomore year and when it all went down. Called down the office, the police officer was there, took me, we went down the street to this house. It was a forensics house. We go to the door, we go into the room, and when he reached into his pocket and he pulled out the tape recorder and he set it in the middle of the table and he hit play, and he asked me, has your dad ever touched you inappropriately? My story starts with my dad, who I thought was the greatest. And I tried to be the greatest son that I could be for him. And so I always felt like the pressure and just to live up to the billing to be the greatest son that I needed to be to him. And I think all of you guys know that feeling, right? Of living up to that person that you love the most. I remember walking into school and the newspaper articles being posted around all over the place because my dad was a hero to so many people, and it was shocking. On May 14th, Pitcher was charged with 3 counts of sodomy on a child, 4 counts of sexual abuse on a child, first-degree felonies, 11 counts of forcible sex abuse, a second-degree felony, 2 counts of dealing in harmful material to a minor, a third-degree felony. But at that time, I still had not said what had happened to me as a kid, but I was burying it, right? Like so many of us have buried our past, and we try to bury what has happened to us in our lives. Maybe it's not sexually, maybe it's not this, but a lot of us in this room, we've tried to bury stuff and try to not look past it and try to just hide it down here and not confront it. There's gonna be a time during your transformation where that's gonna need to be confronted. What happened to me as a kid, I had to forgive, not only I had to forgive myself for allowing other victims I felt for so long. I had to forgive myself for trying to take my own life. I had to forgive myself for not completing a mission for my church. I had to forgive myself for so many other things. And then ultimately I had to forgive my dad. And if I never did that, I would not be here today. I would not have the wife that I have. I wouldn't have the son that I have now if I didn't do that. And if you're gonna continue to hold on to that stuff, I wouldn't even work out anymore. I wouldn't even worry about eating, right? All those things. And that's why we're starting that off so early, right now. And this is gonna be hard. I can see the fear in your guys' faces right now.
When I went into the photo shoot for my before picture, I was terrified because that was like my time to get vulnerable and really try to leave everything on the table.
It's uncomfortable, right? And it's being more vulnerable probably than you're ever gonna be or ever have in your life.
I really need to forgive myself for all the times that I've lacked the integrity and I've not done what I was supposed to do.
I think I really need to forgive myself. I have hated and felt like a failure and that I've let myself down and I'm intrinsically bad.
I'll take these letters and then you guys, I will, as you guys come up, thank you. This is great.
I need to forgive myself. I really do. I need to forgive myself for putting me through hell at the end of the day.
I would say I need to forgive myself.
You're gonna take off your shirt and you're gonna stand. So if you've been watching these episodes, thank you so much. And if you're ever interested in knowing more about Larger in Life, you want to join our community, we have a free community called Living the Larger in Life on Facebook, where you can join all the cast members from season 1, season 2, all the people that are in Larger in Life coaching. If you're ever interested in coaching and love to be a part of this team, you get to decide what coach fits best for you. We have people that have literally been through the battle with you. They've been through the struggle with you. They know what it's like. Will help you get to your transformation. But on that note, thank you again for watching and hopefully you enjoy.
I've worked a lot through like forgiving my mom and forgiving my stepdad and forgiving all those people that hurt me in my life. But I don't think I ever forgave myself for what I thought I should have done or for standing up when I thought I should stand up. Like I replay all these things in my head all the time, like could have told this person, maybe that would have changed how my life was. My childhood was kind of crazy. My mother was an alcoholic and drug addict, which made her not very present in my household, which gave my stepfather free rein to kind of do whatever he wanted sexually as well as physically to me in our house. I think it probably really started when I was like 5, I would say, would be like the beginning of it. Sorry. And I kind of thought it was normal, to be honest, which now obviously I know is not. But then it went on for years and I was afraid to say anything. Funny but not funny, we had court people that would come into our house for like visits to make sure everything was okay, but then they would paint a picture like everything was great. So then I got a glimpse of what normal life should be, like once every 3 months. I remember when I was in school and I would have like some bruises that I would try to hide or whatever, and if I didn't hide them with like a long sleeve shirt or pants in the summer or whatever, and somebody would see them, they would say something, but no one ever knew enough, I guess, because it was never like reported. They hid it well enough. I mean, I know that it didn't feel good like in my heart. I don't think I really truly realized how bad it was until I got out of it and I like lived with my dad and realized like what normal life was, what being able to be a kid and go hang out with your friends and not worried about covering up bruises or covering up anything like marks or whatever. I felt alone a lot and I don't ever want my daughter or my son to ever feel like I did, and I want them to know and be able to experience being a child, like a real child, like having no fears about anything adult. Like, I grew up way too fast, and I don't wish that on anybody.
There you go. You need to read that.
All right, dear me, you are enough. You are amazing, and you cannot do it all. It takes a f***ing tribe to do the things you want in life, so stop breaking yourself when you can open your mouth and ask for help. You're also not at fault for any actions of others, especially when you were a child and didn't know right from wrong. The actions that happened to you were wrong, and nothing you did would have changed those actions. The past is the past, and to move on to the new amazing you. Take your own advice. Forgive you. The past is the past, and the amazing, beautiful woman is gonna crush for goals and ask for help daily. You got this.
Yeah, doing that. Just proud of you showing emotion and just letting me out, you know? How does that make you feel?
Good.
How did asking for help make you feel?
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard. But I tell everybody else too, so I need to do it myself.
One step, here we go.
Yeah.
This is a big step though.
Yeah.
Good, love you. We're just getting started.
I've been working through forgiveness a lot, between with my family and people that have since passed, but still working on forgiving them a lot before the show. But I never really sat down and forgave myself. So it was very emotional and a good release and something that I really needed to do. It was hard as hell, but did it, and now ready to continue to crush my goals.
Man, I'm so freaking proud of Tamika and just how far she's come and just like dealing with her sexual abuse and stuff like that. And I can relate obviously so much to that, you know, going through that as a kid of myself and just wondering through the whole time. And when she talks about her stories, there's so many similarities. You just think this is the normal life. This is just the way that you live. But the point that she showed up at this point in her life and where she is to have her kids and to be such a great wife, great mom to her kids, it's just amazing. And one of the only things you really can do in a situation like that is just give them a big old hug. You know, everybody always asks me as, what would you say to somebody? And there's not anything that can be said. It's just about giving them a big old hug and letting them know that you love them and care for them. I'm just so beyond proud of her, and I can't wait for these next 90 days. All right, D, you ready?
Tired of feeling like a failure. That's what I'm tired of. I'm tired of feeling like I fail not only myself, but I fail people. I'm tired of feeling like I can't, there's just certain things that I can't do because of my size, my stature, of how I am, and you know, I'm just tired of feeling like a failure.
All right, maybe take a few steps back. Perfect, right there. Step to this.
I'm tired of believing 1 minute and then nope, that anxiety comes in. I'm gonna have to just give up. I'm tired of hearing no. I'm tired of opportunities being denied. I'm tired of just not feeling good enough. That's what I'm tired of. I need to forgive some people in my family who I thought had my best interest and didn't. I need to forgive people that I have had to tolerate in the past just because we all went to school together. But most importantly, I have to forgive myself for allowing me to get to a low point to where I did not want to exist anymore.
Dear Deandra, you're walking into a new season of change and growth, and now it is the time to finally forgive yourself. The amount of financial stress, the inconsistent job performance, and of course, not letting go of the past that has made you to hate yourself. You would always look in the mirror and tell yourself that you weren't good enough, you weren't pretty enough, and you should just kill yourself because no one would care that you're going anyways. You have to forgive, Deandra. Forgive yourself for allowing others to bully you to the point that you couldn't see the beauty within for years. You attempted to take your life twice within a year of each other. You contemplate every day whether or not if life is worth living or if you would finally receive the love that you give to others. Now you have to forgive yourself. You're beautiful, you're spontaneous, and you are loved, and you are enough for the life to live. I forgive you, Deandra, for all the bad and terrible choices you made when you were trying to seal the pain from the years of deep depression and failure, attempting to overdose on pills and drinking alcohol to the point of blacking out, hoping not to wake up the next day to face my ongoing demons. You felt like a failure. Your entire 20s, you felt like you had nothing else to give. At your lowest, and you felt miserable because of the career you're not thriving in, forgive yourself. For Drew Barry, he wouldn't want you to live life beating yourself down for the event that happened. He would want you to love and prosper like he did when he was here on earth.
I just want him to know that I loved him. Everyone loved him. I would have did anything just to do what he did for me. And to say I'm sorry that I wasn't there. That I wasn't there when you were there for me. I would just tell him that it would have worked out. It would have worked out. It would have. We could have did it together.
You have to remember, life has so much to offer if we just hang on a little more to see the greatness and glory. At the end of it all, you're still here. You have life every time you wake up and breathe. And you have a beautiful heart and spirit. Forgive yourself, because had it not been for him, you wouldn't be here today. He's always with you in spirit, cheering you on and encouraging you to be kind. I love you, Deandra, and remember, there's always an opportunity to create a better life of love and forgiveness. From your alter ego, D.
Give me some. Oh. Is that something I feel like you've been holding on to for a long time, to write something like that, right?
I was pissed writing this.
Why?
Because this whole just being here is still like a dream to me. And the fact that I wrote something like this and was able to share something like this, I would have never imagined doing it at all.
Well, you're buying and you trust the process and you know you're enough. That's huge. Huge. And I know he's proud of it too, you know? Like he is. He's been waiting for this, you know? God works in mysterious ways and he's been waiting for this moment, right?
I have held on to a lot of emotional burdens in my life, and you know, this is why I'm here. This is why most of us are here, and just to know that we are all enough. I am enough, and you have to just let go.
It went okay. I think I'm just really overwhelmed with emotions right now, and I just kind of feel numb to everything. I'm just going with emotions. But I noticed a difference in myself today, so I think that it did help by reading that and just getting it out there.
You look at that photo and you're like, man, this was on me. This is nobody else. I broke tons of promises to myself. I'm never good enough. I've never made it. You know, all those things go through our heads. And I guarantee you by the end of 90 days, they're gonna want that photo shoot again. And that photo shoot's gonna change. And they're gonna be walking in there with energy and ready to roll, taking off their shirts, throwing them, spinning them around like a helicopter, whatever else it is, because they're gonna like what they see that's looking back at them now. They're gonna see a person, yes, they're gonna see the way that they've transformed, no doubt, but they're gonna be transformed mentally, where they've kept their promises, where they know now they are worthy of love.
I'm super thankful that we did that. I think I needed to just like talk to myself and actually say something kind for once. I'm so grateful to be here. I really am. Like, this experience has already changed my life.
You're laying it all out in front of a group of strangers and forgiving yourself. I can tell you, as emotionally as the situation was, it was freeing at the same time.
And now they're gonna look at that photo and like what's looking back at them because of those things. That's how you build that self-love. But you know what? We're breaking them down to build them all the way back up. That's exactly what we're gonna do. And I cannot wait for that photo shoot at the end of 90 days.
I remember Bruce saying at the beginning of this, he's gonna tear us down and build us back up. And at the time I thought, well, that kind of sounds harsh. But I get it. I get what he's doing. He's breaking down the old patterns, the old thought processes that we've had, the old us that wasn't working, and he's building us back up into new people. He's told us if we trust him and we are vulnerable in every way possible and we give it 110%, then it'll work. I'm doing that. I promised myself and my husband that I wouldn't end a day without being able to say I did my all and I did my best today.
I want my kids to be able to have an active and healthy and happy mom and be able to like see them grow up and see if they have kids one day grow up and me be the grandma running around with the grandkids. I want to be everything my mom wasn't and everything her mom wasn't.